Welcome, this is yoga. So have your props near you. We're gonna start today just in a nice, comfortable seated position, whatever that means for you. If your legs are comfortable being crossed, or you could take a leg out to the side. Place your hands onto your legs, find a nice straight spine, and then just start swaying around. Drawing that belly button in towards your spine. Grounding through your seat bones, feeling into your breath. Good. Go about 1 or 2 more times around. And then when you're ready, go the opposite direction. Good. About 2 more deep breaths, just moving around in this. And come to a nice centered position. Keep your right leg in with you. Extend your left leg out long in front of you. And then bring that left foot all the way high up. Reset, ground into your seat bones. Press your right knee down. And then start reaching your left hand towards your foot. And I want to do a few movements into this before we stretch into it. Inhale, look behind you to the left. Exhale, reach toward that left foot. See your range of motion here. If it's easy for you to catch your left foot with your left hand, or maybe you might need to get a strap. And then pressing that right knee down when you hug in, making sure it doesn't lift up. Good, about 2 more, and then we're gonna stay hugged in. Good, and then the next time that you reach toward that left foot, stay here, holding onto your left foot. Use your right hand to press your right knee down and look up behind your right shoulder as you hinge forward. So you're looking up to the right, hugging into the left. Good, just about 3 more deep breaths here. And then we're gonna stay in this position, but then try to reach our right hand to that left foot. Good, now see if you can release your right hand from the right knee and hold on to your left foot with your left hand. Either both hands hold on to the foot, or you could try setting your left hand right on the ground in front of you and just holding with your right hand. Breathe into this, 5 more deep breaths. Good, on the exhalation, point the nose back to the knee, walk yourself up. Now we're gonna switch sides. Extend your right leg long, bend your left leg in with that foot close up onto the thigh, reset through the seat bones as needed. And then use that left hand to press your left knee down. I'm just gonna turn the other way so it's easier to see. Inhale that right arm up, look up to the right, exhale it down, moving with the breath. Inhale, twist it up, exhale, hug it in. Really getting deep into the breath body. Good, about 5 more in this breath movement. And then we'll just hug in. And the next time you're here to hug in, just stay here. Pressing your bent knee down with your left hand. Right hand holds onto your right foot. Use that strap if you need to. Stay here, hug, breathe in. And we'll start adding our twist into it. Good, one more deep breath here. And now start reaching that left arm all the way over to the right foot, either holding with both of your hands onto that right foot, or maybe you can set that right hand out in front of you to press onto the ground to twist up even deeper. Look up to the ceiling, close your eyes if you want. 5 more deep breaths here. Good, on the exhalation, gently unwind. Walk yourself back up, cross both legs in front of you, and then rock yourself into that tabletop position. Finding the center of your mat, begin rounding and arcing, moving through the cat-cow. Take your time, move through this. Feeling good through your spine as you move. Good, about 5 more deep breaths, and then we'll start coming into a down dog. We have some sun salutations. I know it feels like a lot because it's the month of October, so we're doing our 25 each day. And then the next time that you come into a rounded cat, stay here and just start making movements around through this. Moving through your spine, your hips, your shoulders. And when you're ready, just go your other way. And finding a rounded spine, curl your toes, press into your downward facing dog. Walk your dog here. Tucking that chin into your chest, straightening out through the back. Good, about 5 more deep breaths. If this is too much down dog for you, you can come back into your cat-cow. Good, and then come back to your neutral down dog. Press your weight all the way back. Bend your knees, gaze forward, step or jump. All the way forward, place those hands onto your legs. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bow back down, and then slowly round it up, vertebrae by vertebrae, till you come to that tall spine. Inhale, reach your arms up, lean back, deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive it down, hands under your shoulders, plank line, either stepping or jumping. Deep breath in. Exhale, bend the elbows lower down. Point those toes, hands low in the rib cage. Inhale, cobra, deep breath. Exhale, down dog. Take a moment to breathe in your down dog. Walk it if you want. We're going to ramp up to getting a little bit faster into this. Your down dog can always be your resting pose whenever you need it. And again, if that's too much blood flow to your head, you can move into your cat-cow. And when you're ready, bend those knees, shift your weight back, step or jump all the way forward. Hands onto the legs, inhale, look up. Exhale, bow down, and then round it up. Coming all the way up, reach up. Exhale, bring it back down, hands under your shoulders. Plank line, gaze forward, deep breath in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press up, point those toes. Exhale, curl those toes, down dog. few more deep breaths here, walking if you want. When you're ready, bend those knees, shifting the weight so that you can step or jump up. Hands onto the legs, looking up. Exhale, bow down and round it up. Inhaling, reaching those arms all the way up. Deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive down, hands under the shoulders. Plank line. Gaze forward, deep breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press it up. Exhale, curl toes. Down dog. Good, one more deep breath. Exhale, bend those knees, shift the weight back, step or jump up. Hands onto the legs, inhale, look up. Exhale, bow. Bring it up, all the way up. Deep breath in, reach back. Ooh, yeah, there it is. Exhale down. Plank line. Gaze forward, deep breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. We're gonna go one more time in this salutation, sun salutation. Good, one more deep breath here. Exhale, bend those knees, shift your weight all the way up. Hands onto the legs, inhale, look up. Exhale, bow down. And then round it up. Deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, swan dive down. Hands under your shoulders, plank line. Deep breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, down dog. Find that down dog. Breathe. Good, one more deep breath in. Exhale, step your right foot forward, and actually you might want to have your block near you. So that right foot forward, left foot points down with your heel up, little tap to the knee down, and then reach your hips up. So lower down and like a low lunge, and then reach your hips back. If you want to, grab your block while you're here, and give yourself a little bit of a lift with your hands onto the block, so that when you reach back, you can really focus on the weight through the leg. Just down and up. Good. Moving with that breath, take your time. You can go as fast or as slow as you feel like going today. You can change your pace intermittently in between if that feels good. We're going to go about 2 more. Then we're going to keep the hips back and shift our hips side to side. All right, the next time that your hips are back, stay here, focus on your weight on the front foot, and then move your hips side to side. Your hands can be on the block or on the ground, whatever feels more comfortable. And remember, there's different heights to the block. But mostly I want you focusing on stretching out through the hamstring on that right foot, the one that's in front. Through the leg, really, up more toward the hip. Keep breathing through this, make little movements along the way. Maybe it's more of a twisty motion than a right to left motion. Going all the way into the inner thigh as you stretch and move through this. Okay, we're gonna go up 3 more deep breaths here, and then we're gonna move this into a reverse split, meaning that we'll put all of the weight onto the right side and see if we can lift the left leg up. Good, when you're ready, put a slight little bend in this front right knee, and then lift the left leg up in a reverse split. Your hands can be on the ground, you could put your hands on your ankle, or you could put your hands on the block. 3 more deep breaths. On your exhalation, set both feet down right in front of you. So we're into a forward fold right now. Use the block and then just shift both hips side to side, bending your knees. Think of like walking your dog, but in a forward fold. So it's kind of like a walking the dog, forward fold. Not too much stress on your back. So you can move that block as you need to make it a little bit higher, focusing more on the legs. Good, about 5 more deep breaths, and then we're gonna move to the other side with this. Good, and then the next time that you bend your left knee, step your right foot back in that low lunge position. And then shift it forward, that right knee is back behind you, your left foot's in front, make sure you're doing your other side. And then shift it back, just like when we were doing the other side. We're warming up front to back, then we'll warm up side to side. And then we'll do that reverse split. Again, doing what feels good for you. It might even be different from one side to the other. About 5 more deep breaths, and then we'll stay back. Good, and the next time that you're back there, with your both legs long in front, just start swaying side to side. Reposition your hands as you need to, using the block as you feel comfortable. Shifting those hips. It's a side to side, but adding a twist in whatever way feels comfortable so you can get deep into the inner thigh, through the hamstring, just moving through your hips. Being nice and fluid through those hips. About 5 more deep breaths here before we come into our reverse split. Good, and then whenever you're ready, put a little buoyancy in this front left leg to lift off your right leg. And that reverse split. Breathe through this. Three more deep breaths. Good, and the exhalation steps both feet back under your hips. We're coming back into that forward fold, walking the dog. See how loose you feel now through the hips, through the legs. Shifting side to side, all the weight is pretty much on your legs. Good, all right, we're gonna be coming back into some more sun salutations. We have to get our full 25 in. All right, so when you're ready, put all the weight on both of your feet. Place your hands onto your legs, either above or below the knees. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bow down, and then slowly round it up. vertebrae by vertebrae, bringing both arms all the way up. Deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive it down. Hands come under your shoulders, stepping or jumping into that plank line. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, press it up, cobra, up dog. Exhale, curl those toes, down dog. All right, I'm gonna let you just go at your own pace. However long that you wanna stay in one position or the other. We're gonna go for about 3 minutes. We should be able to finish up our sun salutations in this time. I know we have at least 5 under our belt, so we're gonna try to get about 20 in. But we have 3 minutes to get there. Good, just keep moving with your breath. Feeling that inner fire within. Nice and fluid motions, good. Just feeling nice and strong as we move through this. Good, we're gonna go a little bit more than 1 more minute. Good, finish up your last one, and we'll meet in our down dog. Just breathing in your down dog, or you can choose to be in a cat cow if that feels better for you. The next time that you're there. Good. About 3 more deep breaths. Walk your dog if you want. And stepping the right foot forward. Take your left foot out to an angle. Inhale, reaching your arms up into a warrior one position. Stay here, breathe. Just let that blood flow go back to your head. Feeling nice and strong, you can interlace your outer 3 fingers and just your pointer fingers up. Shift that weight back toward your left hip, so both hips are pointing straight forward, and adjust yourself as needed. Tuck in the tailbone slightly, breathe. All right, we're gonna move from warrior one into warrior 3, the balancing one. One more deep breath here. On your exhalation, start shifting all of your weight on that front foot. Flex your foot behind you. Slight buoyancy in your supportive right foot, and just gaze forward. Breathe. Finding the drishti, your gaze. Breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Step both feet in line with your hips. Find the mountain pose. Breathe here. Sending your weight into the ground. Sending that energy all the way into the center of the earth. Say 0, ground. Imagine the energy straight down into the earth. Breathe there. And let that energy come back through the soles of your feet, all the way up, through the body, through the crown of the head, into the central sun. Say 0, source. Feel that energy way up above you. And then bring it back down through the crown of your head, into your heart center. Say 0, heart. And then on your next inhalation, inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Lean back, press your hips forward, deep breath in. Exhale, swan dive it back down, hands under your shoulders. Find that plank line, deep breath. Exhale, bend the elbows lower, point the toes, coming into that cobra or up dog. Stay here, and then just look behind one shoulder and the other shoulder. Breathing through this. Good, about 2 more deep breaths. And when you're ready, bring it back to center, curl your toes, find that down dog position. Choose to walk your dog or hold your down dog for about 5 to 10 breaths. We're gonna be here for a little bit, so you can come back into your cat-cow if you need to, if it's too much of that blood flow. And then we'll come into our warrior on the other side. And I want you to really feel the stretch through the low back, through your legs, widening your shoulders, straightening up your back, widening your fingers. Take your time, just really get deep into your stretch here. Good, one more deep breath in. And then when you're ready, step your left foot forward, right foot goes out to an angle. Make sure you're doing your other side. We're coming into that warrior one. Interlace the outer 3 fingers. Both hips point forward, so adjust your stance as needed. Opening up through the shoulders. Good, breathe here. We have 5 deep breaths, and then we're gonna come into that warrior 3. Okay, when you're ready, start putting all of the weight onto your front left foot. Bring that back right leg up. Balance, come to your warrior 3. Flex your foot behind you, both hips point down. Breathe 5. Good, one more deep breath. And on your exhalation, both feet step under your hips. Inhale, reach the arms up. Deep breath in. Lean the hips forward, reach your arms back. Exhale, swan dive it down, hands come under your shoulders, step or jump into that plank line. Gaze forward, deep breath. Now roll the shoulders back one way and the other way. I want you to roll through the shoulders, just really getting loose through the shoulders. Alternate rolling one way and the other way, staying strong through the core. Breathe through this, 5 more deep breaths. Good, one more deep breath. And then lower your knees down. Come into a tabletop position. Find your cat-cow. Moving through it. Just take your time. Moving through the hips, the shoulders. Good, about 2 more deep breaths. And then we're gonna take some IT band stretches. Some figure fours and coming into a pigeon. Good. And when you're ready, cross your legs behind you. Shift your weight back so that you can bring those legs out in front of you. We're gonna cross the left ankle over the right knee. And then your right leg is gonna come up high. We're seated onto our seat bones, but if you wanted to, you could come onto your back. Keep this left foot flexed and start pretzeling yourself up. Come nice and tight, as tight as you can, maybe even lifting your hips up off the ground a little bit. See if you can slightly lift those hips up and then move those hips side to side unless it doesn't feel good, and then you can just keep hugging in. If you're feeling any tension, any resistance, stay and breathe into it. Or you can just keep swaying those hips in little motions in whatever way feels good for you. Breathe 3 more deep breaths here, and then we're gonna move this into a pigeon, or you can just stay wherever you're at. Good, and now we're gonna find a pigeon pose. To make sure you have some space, you might need to even move up a little bit closer to the top of your mat. The same leg that's crossed over is just going to set down onto the ground. Then your right leg is gonna reach behind you. Lift up and reset your hips and just do little movements with your knee and your toe with that right leg behind you. So you can find that pigeon pose. And then get low at your own comfort level. Taking your time. This is not a fast transition. Really slow transition to get into this. And if you feel like you want to stop at any point and just hold and breathe, feel free to do that too. At your own comfort level, you can get low. If you use a block, you can prop yourself up. Just taking your time, whatever feels good for you. We're going to be here about 20 breaths, at least a minute. As you breathe through this, feel free to get lower. And slowly, the same way that you transitioned into it, transition out, start finding a high pigeon, curl the toe behind you, that right side. And then we're just gonna come back into cross-legged figure four position. So shift your weight back, come back into that figure four, just like we were when we started. That left leg crosses over. We're gonna still stay in that seated position. And just like when we started, come back closer, see if you feel a little bit different as you move through this. We're gonna take a few more deep breaths here. We're gonna come onto our back, cross the leg over, and then we'll move to our other side. Really getting nice and deep through this IT band stretch. This IT band can help with your back, with your balance, with your muscle tone. Good, one more deep breath. And on your exhalation, let your hips lower down if they were lifted up, roll onto your back. The same leg is crossed over. Take both of your ankles, fully cross your legs, keep both feet flexed, and then just little movements, rocking into this. Feel the stretch through the back, through the legs. Just about 3 more deep breaths, and then we're going to switch sides. We have to be even on both sides. Good, and then uncross your legs, hug in. Take a quick little Supta Baddha Konasana here, bringing the soles of your feet together, and then hugging your ankles in. Get an inner thigh stretch. While you're here, see if you can match up the soles of your feet and then point your toes so the heels lift off, and then lift up your toes. So it's the heels will separate and the balls of your feet touch, and then your heels touch and the balls of your feet reach out. Just a few little motions as you hug in. Good, and then just take both hands behind your legs, rock yourself up. And this time we're crossing the right ankle over the left knee. Make sure you're doing your other side. Start pretzeling yourself up, walking yourself in. You feel, I don't know about you guys, but it's definitely a lot tighter on this side now. We have to even it out. Take those little movements, side to side. Keep getting up a little bit higher at your own comfort level. Those hips can be just floating off the ground, or you can keep your hips grounded and pretzel up at your own comfort level. 3 more deep breaths, and then we're finding that pigeon pose. Good, and then when you're ready, lower your hips down, start finding that position with the pigeon where that right leg is out in front of you and your left leg is gonna start reaching back. Remember, take your time getting here. Use your block as you need to. If you want to put your block under your hip bones, maybe move your front right leg a little bit closer towards your torso. Start tiptoeing that back left leg over to the right side. And again, just really taking your time, moving with your breath as you lower down to your own comfort level. Breathing through this. Remember, as you breathe, feel free to get deeper into that with the breath helping you. About 5 more deep breaths, and we're gonna slowly transition out. And on your next exhalation, we're gonna very slowly come out the same way that we came in. Curling that toe behind you. And then just slowly shifting your weight back, coming back into that figure 4 sandwich position. With that right ankle crossed over your left leg. Go back into your figure 4 pretzel. Shifting your hips in whatever way feels good, or just keep hugging in. Definitely should feel a little bit looser now. Good, one more deep breath here. And the exhalation lowers the hips all the way down to the ground. Now we're gonna lower our back onto the ground and then fully cross our legs, holding onto your ankles. And gently make little shifts side to side, feeling into any residual tension or resistance and breathing into it. Maybe you're getting deeper than you ever have before because we took so much time stretching into that, transitioning through that. Try to breathe through wherever you feel resistance. Good, one more deep breath. And the exhalation gently releases, uncross your legs, hold on to your knees and circle through the hips. Good, and then just whenever you're ready, go the other direction. Good, and then find that block. We're gonna start prepping for our Savasana, but get your block. We're gonna need a little bit of shoulder. Bridge up onto your block. And then just place your block under your hip bones. Now, if your arms are long enough, see if you can interlace your fingers on the bottom of the block. If your arms aren't long enough, then you might need to take the block out of the way and then just keep your hips up, or you can choose whichever feels more comfortable for you. I know my arms are pretty long, so I don't know if everybody's arms can do that. But mostly the point is I want you to focus more on your shoulders stretching than bridging up. Take a few moments to get nice and comfortable through the hips and then just bridging up, propped up onto a prop if you can as you stretch out through the shoulders. And then just gently move your head right to left. Walking your shoulders in as comfortably close together as you like. Good, about 3 more deep breaths, and then we're just going to slowly lower down into our Savasana. And then when you're ready, find a neutral position with your head. Lift your hips off that prop if you had one, release your shoulders, and then just very slowly lower all the way down onto your mat until your spine feels nice and long, and just let your legs lengthen down, your arms lengthen down, your palms open up, your feet open up, and just relax here, feeling into your breath. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Just feel your gravity sink into the earth. Your shoulders and your hips grounded, your spine nice and long. Feeling the rise and fall of your breath as you breathe. When you're ready, start making small little movements, wiggling your fingers and your toes, moving your head side to side, blinking your eyes, and just bringing the awareness back to the space around you. Bring the knees into your chest, and then just start taking the knees over to one direction, look the opposite direction that your knees are, and then the other direction. You can use your arm to help your legs move, or you can just move the legs and keep your arms out to a T. Kind of like when we were doing a TikTok, but with the knees bent, so it's more of a gentle spinal twist stretch. And take a few breaths and stay on one side, or you can just keep moving side to side. Whatever feels more comfortable. Just about 3 more deep breaths, and then we'll rock ourselves up. Good, bring the knees back into your chest, hug onto your legs behind your knees, and rock yourself into a comfortable seated position. Grounding through the seat bones. On your next inhalation, inhale, reach all the way up, stretch up the arms. Deep breath in, palms touch at the top. Exhale, bring it into your heart center, thumbs to heart. Namaste. The light in me honors the light in you. Thank you guys so much for joining.